Hi Lucy, I hope you're doing well. I will just be taking you through my design process and how I created my final model. So first we have the mood board. I love seeing how light reflects in a space. The shadows it creates provide an interesting visual, making a space look more complex. It is quite interesting to see how the shapes create different shadows, some larger than others, which I think has to do with the placement and closeness of the light source, which I think is really interesting and something that I really wanted to look into. I did a little case study of someone who I had previously done some research on. So his name is David Trubridge. I recently saw his work from a previous class and find his work to be both visually stunning, and he also follows sustainable practices, which I think is very good. I have also decided to use his work as a case study as he creates lighting which is perfect for me to explore to gain inspiration when designing my final model, as it's within my concept and what I want to achieve. He first began as a forester and furniture maker for his family. From there, he built a strong love for nature and the environment. This love grew as he moved around from living in multiple islands around New Zealand and on the sea as well, giving him a new respect for living in harmony with the earth. He has shown the same level of love and passion through his company by making products that are inspired by Mother Nature. The processing and manufacturing of his designs are done as environmentally as possible, which is something that I thought was quite interesting and also gained inspiration from that. So here is my unedited model of the final design. I really love and was pleased with how it came all together. From my concept to initial drawing and finally putting the model together, I think the process was really fun and I learned a lot more about materiality and how I can create something quite beautiful and it's quite nice out of just ordinary materials. So here is my digital representation. I thoroughly enjoyed rendering my model as I had the opportunity to trial a new app, which was called Adobe Sketchbook. I was able to learn new skills by using the app and also enhance my model by showing the seasons of the year. I really enjoyed this part of the assessment and think it turned out quite nicely, also considering it was my first time using the app. So looking at my material selection, I think when making anything, whether it be for a business, client, or yourself, it is important to consider the materials that are being used, where they have come from, and how they were made. As my main goal for this assessment was to choose materials that could be recycled and reduce wastage, I was researching materials that would be able to reflect this best. Having my design already planned out prior to finalising my exact materials really helped with the selection. This was because I knew what was required to be able to execute the design and have a material that would be sturdy and reflect the design well. When shopping for the materials, I knew that I would need a circular piece of wood that was strong to act as the bottom and top plate, as it would be the main support for the rest of the design. For the trees, I knew that I needed something thin and reflect that grain of an actual tree, and be thin enough to be able to cut the way I wanted it. Therefore, I chose the wood that best matched that, and that's what I found. So when reflecting on the assessment, I had a lot of fun with it. I think that as I was quite clear on my concept from the beginning, I was able to develop my idea quite quickly. Also, having David's work as inspiration helped me think of new and interesting ways I could develop the model, whilst also keeping in mind the need to be sustainable. I think altogether I was able to take away more skills when going through the design process and also learn new ways of making and putting together a model. Overall, it was a great assessment and I am very happy with the final outcome. Thank you so much, Lucy, for listening. I hope you enjoyed it and found it interesting, and I look forward to hearing your feedback. Thank you again and take care.